Jerry Hildebrand, we're here at Mid-Ohio 2017. Got a question for you. Tell me if these names add up to anything in your head. Rafa Matos, Tony Kanaan, Alex Lloyd, Danica Patrick, Francesco Draconi, Vitor Mira, Graham Rahal, Jay Howard, and Milka Duno. Anything?
Like there's one commonality among them?
Absolutely.
I have no idea.
Those are the drivers you qualified in front of for your first ever IndyCar race here in 2010. A little bit of an anniversary for you. Your first IndyCar start here. Out-qualified Kanaan, Danica, Graham. You even got ahead of Milka Duno. Any thoughts on this little... I know. Any thoughts on this? I don't know if you want to call it anniversary, but you haven't been here in a while. 2010. How's it feel?
Yeah, man. I mean, it feels good to be back. I've always loved this place. I obviously knew that I made my debut here, and we were like, I think we almost transferred through qualifying. The first time out. It was awesome to be teammates with Justin Wilson, running with Dreyer and Reinbold, filling in for Mike Conway. So yeah, I mean, I've always loved Mid-Ohio. It's just fun. It's a cool place coming back here because it feels like it's somewhere that we should be racing an IndyCar, and looking forward to this year's race for sure.
So you've got the young baby face still going on, but 2010, 2017, definitely a veteran. I can ask you, how different is IndyCar this year compared to some of the names I mentioned and what it was like back in 2010?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've become so much more aware through my IndyCar career of like all of the little details that you have to be great at to go fast, team on the engineering side and certainly as a driver. So I just think the biggest difference to me is, yeah, the cars are different, the cars are faster, they've got more downforce, all that kind of stuff, but it is just so competitive and so stacked. I mean, I remember showing up for my first race kind of thinking like, I don't know, you could be 7 or 8 tenths off or something and get through a qualifying group. Nowadays, like, you're not within 4 or 5 tenths, you're not within half a second, you're like completely out of the window, so just that sheer competitiveness, how many good guys there are in good cars, how many just good cars there are on track. It's definitely it's a cool thing to be back a part of full time.
So coming into this weekend, you had some fun on a recent weekend. Tell me about you being a secret wedding chauffeur, dude. How'd that come together?
Yeah, so I've got Rosie, this 1960 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. I've had her since 2013, got her out in California, had her shipped out to Colorado where I live in Boulder now, prior to my now wife and I getting married last year. And it doesn't fit in my garage, so I just street park it in my driveway. And somebody pulled over and knocked on the door at the house last week. It was like, hey, a friend of mine's getting married there. It's like a Cuban-themed wedding. They're looking for a great old car to drop the bride off at the wedding venue, and they'd love to use yours. We drive by your house all the time. So I was just like flattered, I guess, floored that somebody thought. I obviously think my car is awesome, but that somebody else thought it would really make their day, and so I never brought up that I was a race car driver. I felt like that had nothing to do with anything in particular. I thought I'd try to just go with that for as long as I could. Never came up, so I was just a guy with a cool hot rod Cadillac, and dropped the now happily married couple off at their wedding.
I guess any thoughts on whether you'd be open to other people knocking on your door? Hey, you want to be a getaway driver for a bank robbery? I don't know what else can you do with that thing. I like the idea of a second income, though.
I think I'd probably have to pull the CTSV out for getaway driver duties. I have to. I get these guys all the time. I live in Boulder. There's it's WRX STI Central out there, and I get guys always trying to race me. So I've put down plenty of guys. There's plenty of people around town that know how fast the car is. But no, it's in all seriousness, it was really fun. I felt like it was kind of my charitable duty on behalf of the automotive enthusiasts out there to provide my vehicle, and I'd totally do it again.